Hey guys, angry old man here. Oh, I am not liking taper. I forgot how bad it could be, or maybe that maybe I just didn't train quite as hard on my last marathon attempt, or something. But this is just miserable. Um, I see why some of the guys who run these like 80 mile and 120-mile weeks when they're training don't really quit. They just kind of keep going. I don't know if they would get faster. I mean, they're already running like, 2 hours and some change type marathon. So maybe that's the secret. Or maybe they're just, superhuman or something. But I was running at my peak 80, my fat longest week was 82 miles. And um, that was all I could squeeze into a day and still be a functional adult. Um, I if I ran much more in a week, I would have to start like considering like taking time off work and like neglecting my stuff more than I've already neglected it, and that just would be that would be bad. Anyway, um, I had a rough night last night. The weather was funky, and I had a lot of the air pressure changed, and somewhere around 2 o'clock in the morning it felt like somebody was trying to drill through the side of my head with a with an auger bit. Um, I got up around 4:30 or so, um, and was still just not feeling that great. And the muscles, I think, are trying to repair because between my arthritis and the muscles repairing, um, it felt like my legs were in some kind of medieval torture device most of the night. I don't feel bad. Like, I don't feel sick. I don't feel anything that would be indicative of being, under the weather. Um, I feel like, honestly, almost like the first couple weeks I felt when I first started running over 2 years ago. Um, it's just not fun. And I understand it's a necessary part of the training, and I'm not going to make 60 miles this week, and maybe that's the plans. That's what the plan intends me not to do. I thought for sure I would crank out at least 60 miles this week, but I'm not going to make it that. I'm not on the schedule that I'm on, so I don't know what I don't know what to expect. I really feel like this is the first time of my other two marathon attempts. I feel like this is really uncharted territory for me. The other two times I went through my marathon programs, um, I know on the second one I just did not pay attention to some things like the taper. I was just enamored with all of the hardcore runners. They had invited me to run with them, all the guys that qualified for Boston, and I really was in nowhere near their class. Even even in my age group, I mean, most of them were minimum. Most of them were 10 years younger than me. Some were 20 years younger than me, and there might have been one who was at 30 years younger than me, and I was nowhere near their class. And I was so enamored with them, and I have such a deep respect for them. I was seeing these guys out there churning out just redunculous miles, and I was trying to keep up with them on the training stuff, and I just couldn't. And and maybe that's why I didn't feel as bad during the taper as I do now. I have given this program every ounce of what I have in me. Um, I've I am running my marathon faster, my marathon plan, and some of my trainings. I'm running my marathon right now faster than I was running a 10K pace just a year ago. Um, I ran with Mark Sutek, um, just a little over a year ago, we had a 10K run, and we took off, and I was, I was feeling good holding a 7:45 pace for the 10K, and when I was done, I felt like I'd been beat with a stick. And right now, I'm planning not running, two 10Ks. I'm planning on running more than 4 10Ks in a row at that same pace. And I'm capable of it. At least I think I'm capable of it. The math says I'm capable of it. I think what it's going to boil down to is every little ounce on the day of the race and every little ounce of guts that I can muster to pull myself and just sort of drag myself through. Today's a 1 hour AT run. These are my sort of, sorry, let me adjust the camera. These are the 1 hour AT run is in my maintenance program. It's I don't have anything better to do day. I go out and I run 4 or 5 laps on the dirty, muddy road, and then I come back, get cleaned up, and then go to work. And that's where I'm at right now in the taper part of this program. I see all the advice from like elites. I see, elite coaches putting stuff out saying that this is normal. And I don't like this normal. I just don't like it. I would rather be running. I would rather be out there trying to squeeze in a 2 hour, threshold run on a Thursday than I would going out and chugging at my, the top end of my aerobic pace. And I do understand the muscles do need to recover. I'm going to be running a 5K this weekend sometime. I'm not sure most of the details on it, but yeah. So I'll be doing a recovery run tomorrow, and then I'll be racing, and I'm going to sneak some more miles in after the race because I just can't not run. And I'll feel better, I think, after that. Pushing myself to the 5K is that distance where it stops, where I can actually give 100% and be fairly consistent throughout the entire distance at 100%. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to relate how not so great I feel today, and hoping that the rest of the world is a little more gentle with me today. And I'm not backed into a corner and end up like going straight up Darth Vader on somebody, because I'm right on the edge of what my brain can handle right now. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me on Facebook, on the YouTube here, and when you see me out on the trails, I really appreciate the commentary you guys give me, and the kudos you guys throw out over Strava. I'm just at a point now where I just want to go run this marathon. I just want to go out there and I want to destroy it. And I don't care if I burn up all the way down to the freaking last little bit of wick, doing it in the process. So, anyway, have a great day, guys. I'm going to go out and get my run done. I know this video is probably going to be a little bit longer than I planned, but man, I just had to get some of that off my chest. I just don't feel that great. Anyway, have a great day. Hey guys, Angry Old Man here. Well, I meant to stop in and give a little debrief on how my AT run went, but that was not what the universe had in store for me to do. I got back and Myrtle, my nearly hornless goat, who was a bottle baby, but now is coming up for like 8 or 9 years old and is the size of a small horse. Um, and because she lost both of her horns in some fights and whatnot in the barn with the other goats, she's not restricted from getting through the little holes that the little small goats jump in and out. So she just helps herself, and she was on the porch waiting. I took her down there, and of course, she played stupid, and I went to put her back in the paddock, and she just, oh no, I don't know how to get in. I can get out, but I don't know how to get in. And anyway, I scared one of the little goats, and they jumped in right away, and she just pretended that she didn't see it and just prolonged the inevitable. In any case, I eventually got to the point of frustration where I had to try to open up the door to one of the stalls that leads up into the hayloft to try to just stuff her in that way, only to be bum rushed by two goats that were in there being goats. And they sort of just bullied past me, and as soon as they bullied past me, all the little goats that I had managed to get in one way came out that way. It was like trying to squeeze 5 pounds of butter into a 1 pound tub. No matter how hard I pushed, it just squirted goats everywhere. All the time, the barn cat Steve was trying to help as best he could, which was mainly just like pawing at my leg to say, hey, you've come down to the barn again. That means you bring food. And I had no food for him. So he just meowed at me constantly to bring him more food while I sat down and just stared at the disaster that was unfolding in front of my face. Eventually, the cavalry did arrive, and we managed to wrangle everybody up, and that's when I noticed one of my old senior does who I've had since like 2011, and she was a year or 2 years old back then, so she's pretty ancient by goat standards. She was looking pretty rough, so I went over, checked her out, and I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes what is aging and what is maybe parasitism or some other medical condition. So I had a good look at her and decided we were just going to try a quick wormer on her and see if that would clean her out and maybe give her, get her up. She wasn't in horrible condition, but you could just tell she was showing her age. For anybody, I know this is a running video, but for anybody who doesn't know, if you want to know how old a goat is, especially an older female goat, see how much their bottom lip droops. The droopier the bottom lip, the older the goat. You don't even have to check the teeth. If they look like they've got, like you could put, a planter in their bottom lip and let them and leave them outside for a decoration, they're ancient. And June is very old. Any case, I came back home tonight, and they did report she was struggling a little bit, but was still around. So they maybe should righted her and put her in the barn. And I'm probably going to be digging a hole tomorrow. That's just the way it is. Anywho, my AT run. Yeah. Up until the point I got back and the goats, that moth just flew right past my face. I got back from my AT run, my 1 hour. I held a pretty solid, for being a hilly course, pretty solid pace. At the end of the run, my average was a 135 beat per minute heart rate, and that is only just 1 beat per minute faster than my target. So maybe I pushed a little hard at some point and didn't compensate on the downhill by letting up enough on the downhill slope. I wasn't trying to run for time or anything. I just wanted to sort of hold that heart rate, keep the old ticker going steady over the terrain. And I held pretty good. I was mostly running. The majority of times I was checking my watch, I was either right about 132 132 on the downhills and about 137 on the little uphill parts. I did creep up into 140 for a minute or two and then realized I was making a mistake and ended up just backing off. And at the turnaround, I always lose a little bit at the turnaround because you're turning around and slowing down because you can't, just switch direction. Inertia. So anyway, I got that done. It was a pretty decent workout. It was not enough to take the tapers away from me though. Spent most of the day at the shop today, just not feeling 100% because I just wanted to go run. I mean, I really did. I just wanted to go churn out 10 miles, just go grind it out. I was like, man, Morris Park would be fun right now. I could just go run 7 or 8 laps around Morris Park, and that would do me just fine. But I'm sticking with the plan. I'm going to stick with the plan. This was the plan when I started. This is the plan as I'm finishing, and I'm going to stick with the plan. If it fails me, then it fails me. If it succeeds for me, then I have nothing to do but praise it. Anyway, that's all I got right now. Getting ready to hit a bout of really just nasty weather. It's going to be rainy and cold for ever now. I'm hoping that we at least get a decent weekend for the marathon, although that could be or could not be. It's kind of a coin toss. Anyway, I'm fairly well prepared for whatever the occurrence is. When I ran my first marathon, I was geared up just right for that. I'll just gear up like I did for that and just trudge on. The tapers just are not fun for me. I really do enjoy the push of a training program. I do not like the waiting for the results thing. I like my instant gratification, and unfortunately, you just don't get that. So anyway, guys, I've rambled on enough tonight. This is probably one of my longest videos yet, and it's just mostly me rambling because I'm miserable. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and always remember, run angry, my friends.